What's going on, y'all? It's Brian. So today I wanted to talk on something that I've been sharing with my clients, and I've gotten a really good response with it, so I figured I'd share it with the fam. It's called HVERTISING by Eric Whitman. I'm listening to it on Audible. I listen to most of my books on Audible. The ones that are, basically the way I do it, the way I handle reading books is more like this. So if I'm reading for enjoyment, typically I read, I prefer the tactile feeling of having a book in my hands and turning the pages and stuff like that. If it's something that's really transformational, I opt for a book and the audio, so I can kind of opt for a digital book and the audio, so I can keep track. And if I'm looking for something that I want to be able to have on hand, information I need to recall quickly, I'd really rather prefer audiobooks, because I can rewind, I can tag stuff, I can make little notes and say, hey, this is something that's really good. Long story short, fantastic book that I picked up on Audible is called HVERTISING. And basically it talks about the psychological aspects behind selling. And there's a lot of good information in there. The thing I wanted to discuss here is the Life Force 8, the way that he calls the Life Force 8. Basically, these are the 8 core drives that convince people to make the purchase decision, and they're biological drives for human beings. So if you tap into them, it's really kind of a powerful thing. And when you think about it and think about the kind of advertising that you see and the kind of advertising that sways you to make the purchase decision, the advertising that primes you, we'll do that. We'll do a subsequent video on the concept of priming people. But advertising that primes you to make a purchase decision, when you break this down and look at the Life Force 8, you realize that a lot of the advertising messages come from these specific 8 core drives. And there are other drives, but these are the ones that are biological, hardwired into most people. And most good advertising falls into this. So I got it up on my computer screen, so if I'm not looking at you guys, that's kind of what I'm looking at to make sure I have it. So Life Force 8. Grab a pen, grab some paper, and I'll run these down. Number 1, survival, enjoyment of life, life extension. So this is more or less things that are going to improve the quality of your life and extend it. Think about medicine commercials that you see on television. When I was growing up, it was really uncommon to see prescription medicine commercials on television, but now it seems to be more and more commonplace, and a lot of times they'll say, ask your doctor about blah 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 blah, after listing off all the side effects that will kill you. Tell you to ask your doctor about it. What they're really banking on is the fact that you're like, okay, I want to extend the quality of my life. I'm willing to take this risk, and this medicine seems to help me extend the quality of my life. And the medicine commercials are interesting because it checks off a couple of these on here. So we'll circle back to that. Number 2 is enjoyment of food and beverages. Any food commercial you see falls in this. Also, stuff like Fix-It-In, denture cream, stuff that holds your dentures in. The Sensodyne toothpaste, I'm name dropping these products. Toothpaste for sensitive teeth. A lot of times they'll say, eat ice cream again and, without the pain and all this other stuff. And so that ties into that specific core drive. And once you want to be able to enjoy the food that you eat. 3, feed them. Feed them. 3, freedom from fear, pain, or danger. Now, this kind of goes into the fear-based one. And this is a lot of different things. Look at, one of the things that I always found strange was, for a long time, and even it coming into the market, those OnStar kind of car monitoring services seemed kind of sketchy to me always, but this falls into that. This allows you, if something happens to you and your loved one in your car, there's somebody on the other line that knows what happened to you, and they can dispatch roadside assistance to you or unlock your car door. Insurance is based on this. smoke detectors, for God's sake. You can buy smoke detectors, are all based on, freedom from fear, pain, or danger. Pain medicine also falls into this line. All right. 4, sexual companionship. Yeah, that one is huge. And a lot of fashion falls into this. You're going to find like body, fitness really falls into this. Online dating, that's one that's huge on there. Find the right person, find the right companion. Financials, making sure that you have the money to attract the kind of person that you want in your world. And so sexual companionship is huge. Even food, because we connect over food. And so, restaurants will tie into the sexual companionship one. Identifying a compatible mate is really what the idea is. 5, comfortable living conditions. Cars. Cars fall under so many of these. Cars fall under 1, 2. I'll break it down. But anyway, comfortable living conditions. You're going to find banks, mortgages, furniture stores, things that increase the quality of life, increase your comfort at home, air conditioning, heating, I'm name dropping these companies and I don't really want to do that, but water filtration things, decorating, interior decorating, things along those lines. Comfortable living conditions falls under that. A lot of department stores will use the comfortable living conditions, and they'll show images of people in their homes, and they're not exactly happy, but they go out to this department store and buy some pillows and all this other stuff to make their home a little bit more comfortable. And so that one falls under there. All right. To be superior, winning, and keeping up with the Joneses. Now, this one is powerful. This one is a very powerful motivator. I use it for one of my businesses. My business partner and I, my business partner trains athletes, and this is one that we really use. But there's so many different areas that this crosses over into. People buy cars to be better than their neighbors. Tesla has created, Tesla, whatever you want to call it, has created an entire business model of, people want, they want to save the environment and blah, blah, blah. But also those cars are fashionable and they have a lot of amenities. And so people purchase those electric cars from that manufacturer because the social signal it sends out to people that you can afford to pay up for this vehicle. And so keeping up with the Joneses, that falls, fitness falls into that one. Diet stuff falls into that one. To be superior, winning. Sports, of course, any kind of sports, athletic training, anything along those lines. Self-help. Self-help is huge. And so the self-help courses that people buy online fall into number 6, superior, winning, keeping up with the Joneses. 7, care and protection of loved ones. This is insurance. This is stuff for your kids. There's a fantastic opportunity in the financial services to really emphasize this specifically with millennial populations that are actually taking care of aging parents. I think that they're missing the boat in terms of marketing to the millennials and to their parents so that we can have these honest conversations between the two generations and have conversations about, okay, kids, I don't want you to have to spend your money to take care of me. So what financial products can we invest in as you're growing up so that we have money set aside to provide end-of-life care for us? I think that's a fantastic opportunity. A lot of financial businesses are missing the boat on. But care and protection of loved ones, baby products, like I said, insurance. There's a lot of different things that falls into. Even specific food, buying the right food for your family, that can fall under care and protection of loved ones. You see a lot of commercials starting out with talking about, especially like these home delivery food services where they talk about the organic or freshness of the food. There's no preservatives in it. So it crosses over into enjoyment of food, but also is about care and protection of the people that are eating the food. So, and finally, social approval. Social media is built on this. That's why there's so many studies talking about the importance of even thinking about considering removing likes from videos and things like that, because social approval drives a lot. People dress for social approval. They buy stuff for social approval. They decorate their homes and their bodies for social approval, whether they admit it or not. People are seeking some level of social approval. Video games. I'm a gamer. You can't really see it. It says keeping it old school. Video games are also big about social approval. There's a lot of games out there right now that the only reason they're really popular is because of the level of social interaction that it provides. Playing on teams, being able to troll people, all that stuff falls into the social approval category. Either you're getting it positively or you're getting it negatively. But video games are hugely tied into social approval. But there's so many different things. Now, you have the 8. Okay, so we'll run it down one more time. 1, survival, enjoyment of life, life extension. 2, enjoyment of food and beverages. 3, freedom from fear, pain, and danger. 4, sexual and companionship. 5, comfortable living conditions. 6, to be superior, winning, and keeping up with the Joneses. 7, to care and protection of loved ones. And 8, social approval. Now, a lot of these cross-pollinate. So you may buy a car for social approval, but you've looked at all the safety ratings and you made sure that it's the safest car for your family. So now you've ticked off 2 boxes, which is number 8 and number 7. Those tick off 2 boxes. Again, I talked about those meal prep kits. So we're talking about enjoyment of food and beverages, but we're also talking about care and protection of loved ones, because you want to make sure that the food is free of preservatives or free of additives and all that other stuff. Look at it like this. People make investments for survival, enjoyment of life, and life extension because you need money to have a good quality of life in this country. And so, but that also goes into comfortable living conditions. It goes into being able to keep up with the Joneses. You want to be able to purchase the things that, so that you have that social status. And so I'm saying all that to say this. These are intrinsic in terms of creating copy, creating compelling messages for your products. And so, it's one of the first things when I meet with people, when I meet with potential clients for marketing, I break out the Life Force 8 and discuss it with them so that we can come up with a good strategy a solid strategy for marketing their product or services. We figure out which of the Life Force 8 or which were the core drives, and I'll use those interchangeably, which are the core drives that the product or service meets and which ones they intersect with, and then you craft a marketing message that specifically talks about those. And so that's really what the Life Force 8 is. Those are the 8 core drives. There are other drives out there. You'll find all kinds of other motivations, but this is the one that most marketing is built on. So anyway, that's all I got. The business is I Sell Words. I'm going through a rebranding, so it's going to be I Sell Words Media and Marketing Solutions, or I Sell Solutions. I still haven't really figured out that 100%. But that's my LLC. I do consulting work with small businesses locally. And that consulting work can take the form of me just sitting down and crafting out a solid marketing plan and strategy for you. It can say, you know what, let's go onto YouTube so I can come out and record some YouTube videos with you and kind of strategize through that. Or it could be, hey, you need ads run, and so I can sit down and craft out those ads, whether it's going to be on Google or Facebook. And I'll probably do a subsequent video talking about why you want to choose one or the other, but I don't want to make this video overlong. Again, the book is HVERTISING by Eric Whitman. I got it on Audible. Check it out. It's a phenomenal book for marketers and business owners alike. So that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Let people know about the channel. I'm still growing this thing. I'm probably going to start adding more kind of like diary entries from my adventure as trying to be a business owner, because it's not, a lot of times on YouTube, people will optimize their experience so that people don't get a real sense of what this business owner and what this independent life is like, and there are pitfalls and there are things that are great about it. I think that there's room for both, and I think having an honest voice kind of telling you what to expect and what to do, and sharing experiences so that you can make informed decisions. I think that's important. So anyway, that's all I got. I will holler at y'all later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.